All right. Hi, everybody. I hope you had an enjoyable break. I did. I enjoyed having a couple of weeks off. I want to give you just a little introduction today into long division. This is something that we'll talk more about tomorrow, but taking a few minutes and at least going through one or two examples just to show you how this works, I think will be beneficial because it's a little confusing. So you probably are going to want to see it a couple of times just to let it kind of sink in. Okay, so we're going to do long division, but with polynomials. So first thing we're going to do is let's go back to grade school when you first learned how to do long division. So let's say, for example, I'm doing 749 divided by 3. Okay, so your process for long division was, okay, something times 3 equals 7. Or if I can't make it equal to 7, it's whatever is closest to 7. So if I say 2, so 2 times 3 is 6, and then we would subtract. So 7 minus 6 is 1. I bring down the 4, and then I do the same thing again. So what times 3 gives me 14, or as close to it as I can get. It's going to be 4, which is 12, and you subtract again. Then lastly, this will be our last time, you bring down your 9, and 3 times what equals 29. So 9 times 3 is 27. That's as close as I can get. I subtract, and I end up with a remainder of 2. So you may have written your answer like that, 249 remainder 2. What that really says is 3 goes into 749, 249 and 2/3 times. Okay, so that remainder of 2 means 2 parts out of 3. Okay, we're going to use the same process, but we're going to use it with dividing polynomials. Okay, so this is a little more challenging. So I'm going to just write this down, and it's going to get divided by x minus 1. Okay, so here's the process. You want to choose a number to go on top that when I take this number times x, I match the 4x cubed. Okay, so that's my process. I want to match that first number. Well, if I go 4x squared, so I do 4x squared, and do it over here to the side, times x minus 1. So I distribute, I get 4x cubed minus 4x squared. So 4x cubed minus 4x squared. Okay, so that was our part over here. So I did 2 times 3 is 6. So I did 6, and then I subtracted. So we're going to do the same thing here. You're going to subtract those terms. Okay, now when I subtract, I add the opposite. So I like to change my sign. So this is going to go plus. This will go negative. This will go positive. Okay, that'll go positive. So now I have 4x cubed plus a negative 4x. Oh, that should be cubed. I miswrote that right there. This should be a cubed. 4x cubed. So those actually cancel each other out, and that's what you want to have happen. If that doesn't happen, you've made a mistake somewhere. Okay, those first terms will always cancel out. All right, now I have an x squared plus a 4x squared. Well, that would be 5x squared. Okay, so just like here, I did 7 minus 6 equals 1, and then I brought down the 4. We're going to do the same thing here. So what I have this 5x squared. After I subtracted, I'm going to bring down this next term. So bring down that negative 3x. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back up top. I need something times the x to match 5x squared. Okay, so I want to choose 5x. Okay, so 5x times x minus 1. So 5x squared minus 5x. So 5x squared minus 5x. And again, we are going to subtract. Okay, now same thing, I'm going to change my sign. So this is going to go plus, negative, plus. 5x squared plus a negative 5x squared, those cancel out. Negative 3x plus 5x, that's going to be 2x. And this is going to be last time, so I'm going to bring down the 7, and we're going to go again. So what times the x is going to equal a 2x? Well, 2. Okay, so 2 times x minus 1. If I distribute that, that gives 2x minus 2. So 2x minus 2. Okay, again, I'm going to subtract. Okay, I'm going to subtract. I'm going to change that to adding, go opposite here, 2x plus a negative 2x, again cancels. And I get 7 plus 2 is 9. So this is my remainder. Okay, now you might write R9. Okay, so yes, remainder 9. That's not how we're going to write our answer, though. You're going to say it's 4x squared plus 5x plus 2, and my remainder of 9 is plus 9 parts out of x minus 1. Okay, so that's what your answer is going to look like. Okay, let's do one more. What I'm actually going to do, though, is I'm going to kind of make a little room over here. I'm going to do 31. Now, this says divide using synthetic division. We will talk about that tomorrow, but I want to be able to show you the long division again, and I'm just going to use this problem as our next example. So it's going to be x plus 3 is going to be the divisor, and then I have x cubed, plus 4x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, so let's do this process again. So I'm going to choose something to go on top here so that when I multiply it by the x, it's going to equal x cubed. So that means I'm going to want an x squared. Okay, because x squared times x plus 3. So that'll be an x cubed plus 3x squared. So x cubed plus 3x squared. Okay, now I'm only paying attention to that first term. It's this first term that we want to match. Okay, the plus 3, it'll just do whatever it does. It's that x that I want to pay attention to. So I'm doing x squared times the x to give me that x cubed. Okay, so now I'm going to change my sign. So I'm going to go plus. This is going to be negative. This is going to be negative. Again, x cubed plus a negative x cubed. Those first terms need to cancel out. If they don't cancel out, something went wrong. Okay, then I have a 4x squared plus a negative 3x squared. Well, that's just going to be a 1x squared. Okay, so I've subtracted. Now bring down your next term, minus an x. Okay, so plus. All right, so now up top again, what times this x is going to give me an x squared? Well, it'll be an x. X times x plus 3. That'll give me x squared plus 3x. X squared plus 3x. And again, same process. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to change my sign. So it's going to go plus. This will go negative. This will go negative. X squared plus a negative x squared cancels. I have negative x plus a negative 3x. So that would make a negative 4x. Okay, now bring down my negative 1. This is going to be our last time through. Okay, so what times x is going to match a negative 4x? Well, a negative 4. So same thing. I'm going to distribute. So negative 4 times x plus 3. So negative 4x minus 12. Negative 4x minus 12. Again, subtract. I'm going to change my signs. This is going to go plus. This will go positive. This one will go positive. Negative 4x plus a positive 4x cancels out. And negative 1 plus 12, that gives me 11. So I'm going to have a remainder of 11. Okay, but remember, we don't write it R11. We're going to say plus 11 out of x plus 3 parts. Okay, so, all right, so that gives you a couple of examples of long division. So you don't want to rush it. Okay, don't try to go too fast. It's easy to make a mistake, especially with the signs. And you really don't want to have to go back and redo a whole long division problem if you don't have to. So take your time. Don't go too fast. Do one thing at a time. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll talk more about long division.